Y'all, I missed you guys. Yeah, I've been pretty much taking like a creative break or an art break. I just been kind of having like, let's see, not really knowing what to create or draw or something like that. And I don't just want to put something out there just for the sake of putting it up there. But what I am going to do is carry you guys through my process of that whole creative block type thing. So you guys won't just get no content, but at least you'll figure out where my headspace is and all that stuff. But yeah, I've been good. I've been doing a lot. So I think that's why, on top of everything else, I have like that creative block, because my energy has or was kind of depleted a little bit as far as creating. So I had the art show, so I knocked out some pieces from that. And then I have the studio, which I'm here now. And you guys, I'll show you once I get all of this together. But at least I've got some art on the wall, so that is a bonus. But yeah, so I had the studio. I've been kind of thinking through this process and, you know, doing a lot of traveling back and forth and stuff like that. So yeah, I just recently took like a very mini vacation. But yeah, today I wanted to jump on and offer like a couple tips, like maybe 3 tips as far as how parents can be of assistance to children who are creative, right? You notice your child, you know, they have some special gifts, and it's like, wow, you know, I want to kind of force them to do this or force them that way or push them in that direction. I just wanted to wrap some, you know, kind of some guided structure around that. So maybe you guys have a kid and they're getting into the drawing, or they're getting into crafting, or maybe, you know, they're really good with designing or something like that, and you want to figure out how you can be of assistance without them, first of all, rejecting your assistance. And I can only speak from my perspective, so I'll be talking a lot about my parents and how they just simply guided me. And you guys can take what you want from this, chew the meat, spit out the bones. All right. So first of all, I am one of 6. My parents, we were all, you know, in the house and all that stuff like that. And so, you know, people always say like stuff like, how she give all that attention or something like that. I would just commend my parents. Shout out to my parents who did an excellent job, you know, in raising their children and trying to nurture what their children did all have, you know, the best way they could. So for starters, you know, I was a pretty artistic kid. Like I was very like artsy, and I try to be creative often as a kid. So I do feel like my parents, you know, as I was growing, they, you know, honed in on that. And it's like, oh, okay, well, Ebony's doing a lot of this, so maybe we can, you know, push this. So, you know, I was really big into like doing my nails. I was really big into crafting, art projects. As a kid, I was making like t-shirts and, you know, just carrying my little sketchbook around and just all different stuff like that. I love stuff like that. And I also really like crossword puzzles. I love like playing around in my hair. So things like that. When I came to like choosing my glasses, I was very, you know, particular as a kid. I have been wearing glasses, y'all, since I was 6 years old, but I always knew exactly what I wanted, how I wanted to look, what style I wanted to go for. Picking out my clothes and shoes and stuff, it was always like some of this stuff was really weird. Like I'll say that, and I know my parents was like, "What in the world, girl? Why do you want that?" But some of the things was kind of weird, and you know, now when I'm older and I can think back and I'm like, oh, you know, that's probably why. So, and shout out to my parents who would buy it still, even though it was strange. But yeah, so I would say a lot of things my parents did was, for starters, you know, they paid attention. All right. So for starters, pay attention to your children. Pay attention. Sometimes we force, you know, our ideologies and everything on them, and we don't take an opportunity to get to know them for who they are. One thing about a child. A child takes on your mom's genetic makeup, your dad's genetic makeup, and you merge these lives into create one being, right? And so for for sometimes, you know how you have mothers have the more dominant voice, fathers have the more dominant voice. So by either or, it is not for us to, and I'm not a parent, so I'm not even gonna say not for us, not for it's not for you as parents, or one day I'll be a parent, but it's not for us to dictate who they're gonna be. God has created all of us, unique. So it is not up to us to dictate who they're going to be, because people will rebel. Often we see that where children rebel against who their parents are forcing them to be. And when you don't take an opportunity to get to know and learn your child. So, some of the things that your child has and experienced, you never experienced that before in your life. Like, it's like, where did you get this from, right? Where did you learn that? Where did you get that from? And I can even say for me, like, sometimes my parents was like, what? Like, how do you think like that? And so sometimes it's going to be like this. You got this foreign being just floating around or whatever, even though they came from you. But it's not for you guys to force them into what you want them to be. But just pay attention, just look, just listen, just learn, figure out what they're saying, figure out, what their actions are telling you, figuring out what they gravitate to, and then going from that. And if your child doesn't gravitate towards anything, give them things like everybody isn't artistic, everybody is not showy. So everything won't be a sport. Everything won't be art skills. You may not have, but maybe it's like a debate skills. Maybe you are intellectually, just through the roof. Like, so pay attention and don't force your kids to be something or someone that they aren't, right? And I can say for my parents, they never forced, any of us into any lanes that, we weren't comfortable. They prayed for us and they spoke life into us, and they trusted that we, through God, we would be everything we needed to be, and so they didn't force us into anything. Secondly, so first you want to pay attention. Secondly, learn to kind of navigate what it is that they have. So you're looking and you're like, okay, Ebony, for instance, is like, she's really creative. She's like coming up with new projects. So we're going to gear, her gifts, or maybe things, that books that we purchase her or things like that. We're going to, make sure those things cater to her skill set, right? Cater those things to their skill set. So if your child is artistically inclined, maybe like art kits, maybe sketchbooks, videos that YouTube, you guys, is crawling, saturated with people who's giving you free education on arts. So not only can you go to school for it, in the long run, college, or, get specialized skills, or pay somebody to teach your kid. YouTube is crawling with free information. They're crawling with free information right at your fingertips. So even if you financially, you don't have the money to, we got these cell phones and we pay for all this internet. Use it the best you can, okay? Use it. So use that stuff. For me, when I was growing up, YouTube and stuff wasn't like a huge deal. But Lord knows, had it been, your girl would have been a lot further in this art thing. But yeah, so anyway, use what you have. Everything doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Dollar Tree got stuff for $1. Canvases, paint. Start somewhere, learn to use what you got till you get what you want. Period. Right? Period. Social media marketing is easy. If you learn, okay, my kid has this skill, start their social media platforms. Start putting their artwork on their social media platforms. All of that stuff. Use this stuff, guys, for your advantage. Don't just think it's out here and I don't know what to do. The same way you go and you build a business and a brand, do that for your children. Do that for your children. If you know that they're artists and this is an arena, is competitive. Start them early, get them where you need them to be. All right. So that's what my parents invested into what it was that I had, whether it was gifts, whether it was, encouraging me to take particular classes and go certain routes. They invested into the skill set that I had, right? Thirdly, after you invest, I think it is fair to sit back and trust, the decisions that they make, right? Sit back and trust the decisions that you make and put them into places where they are ultimately going to succeed at what it is they enjoy doing. When I was about 14 or so, I had the opportunity going to high school to go into the magnet program, which was like a college level art course pretty much, where they gave us all the fundamentals and stuff like that. And so my parents made sure, with the help of my guidance counselor and stuff like that, they put me where I needed to be, right? Ultimately, they put me where I needed to be. So, invest in your child's future and put them where they need to be. Everybody, not saying that everybody needs a specialized program, but whether that is, reaching out to somebody, if you don't have the finances, but being honest and reaching out to somebody who you see, and maybe can help them, tutor them through the process, reaching out to somebody to say like, hey, my kid, I know one of the things that I do is I offer Artist Night, and I open it up for children who's gifted in the arts to be able to come for free of charge, right? And so that is an opportunity to put your child where they need to be. So it's like, okay, I don't have this skill set. I don't know where you got it from. Frankly, I don't know. But what I do know is that you're my child. I'm responsible for you. And so it is my desire to see you succeed and to excel. So you put them in areas, where they need to be, right? You're raising your children however you're raising them to be the humans, to go out in this world and to make a difference and to change lives and stuff like that. So don't just keep them to yourself and feel like, oh my gosh, no, I just want to keep you safe. I don't want the world to contact you. No. Because then you get them out there and they're going to be green. And when I say green, I mean like they're not going to know how to navigate the world that they were raised in, right? So put them where they need to be, Understand that yes, you are their parent, but you don't have everything in you that they need. So it is okay to make connections and have them make connections and say like, look, I need you to go this way and I want you to do this and I want you to do it for you. Because that is, I think, is another way too to keep them on the path of loving something. Because sometimes, I know as parents, I know this because my parents have told me, I've told you that so many times, but you didn't want to listen to me. But the moment you heard it from somebody else, right? So I think that's a good way to also keep them invested in what it is that they love by hearing it from somebody else. So you connect them with somebody else and they get to hear it from them and learn from them. So whether that is financially making an investment or, finding somebody, if you don't have the finances to do it, to find somebody who can do it. And you guys, it's worth the investment. It is worth the investment. Like I said, there's people out here doing some amazing things as far as educating children in the arts, and not just children, adults as well. And you don't have to have, like I said, your kid may not know how to draw, right? And say for instance, they just really want to learn. That's another investment, you can make. I had this lady, I teach art lessons, and I had this lady, I remember she come to me and she was like, my son, he's not, the best artist. However, he's good. I can see something there and I just want to fine tune those skills. And we sat down, we met, and we worked some things out. And that's worth an investment already. So your kid doesn't have to be perfect at it. They don't have to be perfect. They just have to show some interest. And if that interest should be great enough for you to say, all right, so we're gonna test this out. So yeah. So first and foremost, pay attention. Secondly, invest enough, like pay attention enough to, figure out what it is that they enjoy. So invest. And another thing is put your kid where they need to be, right, to be successful. And also hold them accountable, right? Hold them accountable. You know, sometimes it's easy for us to be like, oh, little JoJo said he doesn't want to do it anymore. So, you know, no, if you made this decision and you said you was going to stick to this, you stick to it and you see it to completion. And after you've completed that, you know, then we move. But hold your children accountable. Hold them accountable enough to make decisions and them to make decisions on their own, right? You know, because that's going to matter. All of these things, you know, growing up matters in the long run, in the person that you produce in the long run. All right, so hold them accountable. If they said they're going to stick to something, you require them to stick to it and, you know, see what's on the other end. Sometimes it hurts, like, you guys, and I know this for myself. You know, I was in a program when I was younger, and, you know, I decided I wanted to quit, you know, and my dad was like, yo, and like we said, they never forced us to do anything we don't want to, but there's a difference between me forcing you and me holding you accountable, right? Me forcing you and holding you accountable. This is what you signed up for. This is a commitment that you made. You stick to it and you move on from there, right? There's a difference. And so, you know, I would hate to say my parents really didn't hold me accountable in that, but at the same time, you know, I felt that. Like, I felt that. Like, years later, I felt that. I felt where I was like, shoot, I should have stuck to it. Where my dad was like, Ebony, stick to it. You know, stick with it. And I came back to it, y'all, 10 years later. And I'm like, Dad, you was right. Like, you were right. Like, you were right. You know, so hold them accountable. Just hold them accountable, because, you know, that ounce of regret is not really, you know, it's not really worth it. You know, hold them accountable enough to see it to completion if, you know, they get it grown. Because I'm telling y'all, when we trying to figure it out, we young, like, we think we know everything. Children, we think we know everything, and we don't. We don't. They don't. We don't. You know, I'm still somebody's child, even though I'm grown. I'm talking about we don't. Yeah. We don't know everything. We just think we just know, and we think we want to do. We just think, right? So hold them accountable and have them see things through. All right. So I trust that you guys are doing the best job that you can do. I just wanted to offer you some tips and just allow you to see what, you know, experience kind of what it was, what my process was growing up. You know, so yeah. Lastly, what I want to do is offer your little ones or your big ones or your teens, offer them an opportunity to create, so and win a prize. So what I'm doing is I am launching today, right now on the 13th, I'm launching a contest. Okay. Strokeofgene is launching a contest, and what I want you guys to do is choose any of the tutorials I've provided for you via YouTube. So all the YouTube, I'm teaching you how to draw. So I'm teaching you how to draw, teaching you how to draw. So with drawing, I want you guys to go on, choose whatever tutorial you like, and I want to see your most creative piece. Your most creative piece. And so the winner of this contest will receive a art kit full of all types of art supplies. So paint, paper, pencils, markers, erasers, all that good stuff. They will receive our art kit courtesy of Stroke of Genius for absolute free. All right, so the winner of the contest, the person with the most creative piece, wins a prize. So you guys can submit via Instagram, Facebook, and email. All right, so email, Facebook, Instagram, all of the links will be below. Okay, so make sure you are subscribed on YouTube. Be sure to like via Instagram. All right, and yeah, so that's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to create a piece and submit the piece and see what you can come up with. Y'all see this hair? I'm trying something new. I'm trying to let it grow out. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, any type of feedback, post below, or you can always hit me on any social media outlet that you follow me on. Like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more like it, also give it a thumbs up. But yeah, subscribe to the channel if you already aren't subscribed. Make sure you subscribe. My subscribers been rising too. They've been coming up on the but yeah, anywho. But yeah, thank you guys for following this journey. I hope I gave you something of value. Yeah, and you guys have an amazing, amazing day. And you have to submit by the 20th. All right. So July 20th will be the cutoff day. And then by next week, I will put the winner out and you guys receive your free art kit. All right. So you guys have an amazing, amazing day, and share this video with somebody. You might know somebody who has a little artist or a big artist or whatever, you know, and I want you guys to get creative. I want to see what you can come up with. All right. So everybody is open. It's open to everybody, and you get a free art kit. So your little ones, your big ones, your home girl, your homeboy, your best friend, your cousin, let them know that Stroke of Genius is having a contest. And ooh, you know what? You know what the art kit is gonna be? It's not gonna be no cheap supplies either. I'm thinking I'll let it be a surprise. But yeah, not no cheap supplies and all of that. But yeah. All right, y'all. So submit, have fun. And I will peace y'all out, and you guys go and create. So you can choose any of the drawings. So any of the drawings, the draw with me, they either say draw with me, most of them say draw with me, or draw with me, or how to draw. So any of those videos, they're throughout my channel. So go and pick a video and you draw. So the most creative wins. So one thing I do is I draw, but I don't design them with you guys. I design them on my own and come back on. But I want you guys to design your own. The most creative will win. All right. And I'm going to announce the winner on maybe like the 20th or the 21st. But you got to have them submitted by the 20th. All right. So peace out.